Jimmy Kimmel was suspended from his late night show that no one watches for appearing to mislead the American public about who the shooter of Charlie Kirk was.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
I really didn't want to get into the Jimmy Kimmel thing, but it's what everyone wants to hear about, and it's definitely a dumpster fire, so...
And here we go.
I can't think of a single relevant thing Jimmy Kimmel has said other than just being annoying. Should Kimmel have gotten fired?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Probably years ago, honestly. I think he was done maybe 5 years ago, at least 3. But honestly, this week, I don't know, and I don't really care. What I'm most furious about is that I even have to talk about Jimmy Kimmel again. Stop making me talk about Jimmy Kimmel. I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your dumpster fire. Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. We premiere new episodes every Tuesday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Please join us in the chat. If you want to keep track of everything we do, the best way is to go to Phetasy.com and see all the content we're churning out. Canceled! I'm not saying I disagree with it, but Jimmy Kimmel was canceled. He didn't appear to mislead them. He said it was MAGA, even after it came out that it was pretty clear that it was not MAGA. It wasn't even like he was making a joke. He was just straight up saying, oh, we know this is one of their guys. The absolute loathing that he has for MAGA and anyone who doesn't think like him is so transparent.
This kid who murdered Charlie Kirk is anything other than one of them.
After years of writing pieces about how cancel culture is good for democracy, deplatforming the president is good for democracy or anyone, justifying big tech censoring people during COVID, debanking people is good for democracy. And then the left expects the right to uphold the principles that they don't fucking abide by when they have power. I think I speak for a lot of the American public when I say I'm out of fucks to give. Here's the insanely frustrating part. Suddenly, all these douchebags on the left are suddenly free speech warriors. They're running around online outraged that Jimmy Kimmel, their warrior against Trump, the guy speaking truth to power, has been fired. And they're like, first I actually saw this online. I wonder if I bookmarked it, but it was like, first they came for Jimmy. I'm like, what are you you guys are nuts, okay? You're out of your mind. What do you mean first they came for Jimmy? Where were you for the last 10 years when they were silencing people, censoring people? Our friend Megan Murphy, who got kicked off Twitter for saying boys and girls are different. There were people who were talking about the transgender stuff. They were banned. There were people talking about literally anything that wasn't within a very slim, narrow window of what was acceptable gone. We got everything labeled with warnings if we were talking about COVID.
They pushed us super hard to take down things that were honestly were true, right? I mean, they basically pushed us and said anything that says that vaccines might have side effects.
People were getting kicked off YouTube. This has been the past 10 years. They had to start another YouTube site, basically Rumble. I would be on Truth Social screaming this if it wasn't for Elon buying Twitter. Where have these people been for a decade that suddenly they're like, first they came for Jimmy, what are you? They just didn't come for you or anyone you knew, and so you didn't care. You were fine with it. You know where you were for the past decade? You were cheering for all of this. You were cheering when they censored the Biden laptop story from the New York Post in the hours and days before the election. You were saying, writing articles about how actually it's not cancel culture, it's accountability culture. I could go on and on. And so forgive me if I have absolutely no patience for your first they came for Jimmy. Where were you last week? Actually, when they came for Charlie Kirk, Ben Stiller tweeted, "This isn't right," about Jimmy being fired. You know what he didn't tweet about? You know what isn't right? You know what the ultimate cancel culture is? Somebody getting fucking murdered. It's so annoying to me.
It's so true.
It's so annoying. I get it. I do try to remain principled. I do not think that it's good when the government is influencing free speech. I've been very clear about this. I've been a free speech absolutist.
On the other hand,
I think in this instance, though, it's not as bad as people are making it out to be. I think in this instance, Disney wanted to fire this guy. The affiliates used their power and they said, "Fuck this, we're not showing Jimmy Kimmel." They got mad. They exercise their rights, the affiliates being like the local stations. And then they said, "We're not going to do this." Look, Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel, have you taken a look at their ratings? These companies have been looking for a reason to offload these guys without lefties throwing some kind of shit fit for years. And this was a foregone conclusion. And it was all but done except Carr, who had to like brag because the administration is always stepping on their dick while they try and show off for the president. Was like, "Oh, we did this." And Trump is like, "Yeah, we did this," because he's too stupid to realize that he shouldn't be saying that. So it's just a total dumpster fire cluster. But I will push back against the administration when I think there is an actual encroachment on free speech. This guy was as good as gone. All these people this administration did was do a favor for Jimmy and a favor for freaking Disney. They gave Disney an off-ramp. Disney can be like, "Oh, whoops, that was the administration. They forced our hand. It's cancel culture. We're getting scared now.
Stop, don't come back.
It's fascism." And Jimmy's like, "Oh no, I'm a martyr for free speech. I'm going to start a podcast." The only people who lose really are the American people, as usual, because we're all tearing each other apart. But honestly, this is a win-win-win. The administration gets to be like, "Oh, we strong-arm these people into like doing our bidding," and Disney was like, there was nothing we could do, even though they were going to fire him the day before. And if the administration had just not been on a podcast bragging about it, it would have been the way things unfolded. And then Jimmy gets to be on the cross martyred now. And then people are getting mad at me because I'm calling out all the hypocrites who literally don't give a shit about free speech. You don't care about free speech. You're going to use the principles that I have been fighting for against me? Go fuck yourselves. No, that's not the way this works. And most Americans are sick of it, frankly. This is way more about capitalism always wins. ABC and Disney would not let these guys go if they were making money hand over fist. It's so hilarious to me that now the left wing is like, "Oh, I'm canceling my Disney subscription." Oh, now the left wing's boycotting Disney without childless millennial left wing retards who will even go to Disneyland anymore. Imagine if Disney World, in an effort to get the people back, goes full MAGA, the only ones with kids. Mickey Mouse wearing his MAGA hat shouting, "This is MAGA country." This is MAGA country. I mean, they do want to try and appeal to young men again, so they should go all MAGA. Trump got kicked off all the fucking platforms as a sitting president. The president. And everyone was like, "This is good, actually. You see, deplatforming isn't a big deal at all." And now look at how uniform they are with the message that's being pushed 1 week after Charlie Kirk was shot. And I'm not saying the government shot Charlie Kirk. I'm not an idiot. I just think you are completely tone deaf if you don't understand that a man who fought for free speech, who fought for his ideals, was shot for his beliefs, and it was the beliefs that so many Americans hold. Then they look around and they say, "Oh, these are pretty standard beliefs that I have," and all of these other Americans are like celebrating their friends, family, coworkers. And now you're supposed to ask them to care about a late night host who also openly hates them losing his job.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Which is most likely just business related than they were about a political assassination that they're still grieving and the man hasn't even been buried yet. I seriously laughed out loud when I was on Twitter. It was like, first they came for Jimmy. I'm like, well, did everyone just wake up today? Like, were you all just born today onto Twitter? What are you, no, you weren't. You just suffered none of the consequences that a lot of the people that you have nothing to do with in America suffered. And I'm sorry, but that's not the way this works. That's just not. And then someone was like, be careful. I think it was an Free Press article, actually. It was like, for those on the right who might like what they're seeing from this FCC, remember, the Democrats will wield this power again. Oh, no. So they'll do what they've been doing for a decade?
Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
When Biden was censoring stuff in lockstep with tech companies, nobody even cared. No one cared other than those of us who were fighting it and getting censored. They tried to kick Rogan off Spotify. I could name so many people that they came for, and I'm supposed to be like, oh no, not the Democrats using their power in a way that is against their opponents like they always do. What are we gonna do? I will fight this administration when I need to, and I'm sure I will need to fight this dumbass administration, but I'm currently not buying that this is the big thing it is. These companies, like I said, wanted to offload these guys, and they have for years, and they're using Trump to do it. This was a foregone conclusion, and now they get cover, and too many of these dumb Trump officials are doing performative stuff to show off for Trump and MAGA, and it always gets them in trouble, and the hosts get to go out as martyrs. Honestly, win-win-win. Bad for America, but good for everyone else I just mentioned, all the millionaires. Bad for all of us plebs who are tearing each other apart. This is why, guys, I beg you to understand that rich people are always on the same side. We made fun of Kimmel crying when Trump was reelected. I mean, crying on late night television, Kimmel tears. I am so embarrassed for you guys. He cries a lot, and I can't even make fun of him anymore because I was crying last week. But we did make fun of Kimmel, and I guess he was right. I guess he was right to cry. Jimmy Kimmel's tears were the tears of a clown whose days were numbered. Before our next segment, don't forget to like, subscribe, touch my bells and buttons, and tell your friends about us. We did hit 100,000, so thank you guys so much. I am meeting with my friend this Friday to figure out how to shoot this Mexican weather report. I'm feeling a little chubby, so I might need to get in a little bit more shape, but I have till 110,000. You have to stick around through the ad to see the weather report, guys. Sorry, them's the rules. All right, if you're ready to break a bad habit, the first step doesn't need to be hard or expensive. You just need the right tool to start, and that's exactly what Fume Zero gives you. Fume Zero is the brand new grab-and-go flavored air device from Fume. Here's why it's different. It's affordable. Just $24.99 for a sleek, pre-filled device. No commitment, no refills, no batteries. It's completely clean, zero nicotine, zero vapor, just natural plant-based flavored air. It's the first truly easy way to try the good habit. With 6 bold flavors and over 10 days of use, Zero makes it simple to start. Fume is designed to replace the ritual. Fume Zero provides the hand-to-mouth satisfaction and sensory feedback your old habit did without guilt or chemicals. And there's a chewable tip for oral fixation. It's designed to satisfy the habit loop with a soft tip that helps when you need something to hold, chew, or reach for. Take 0 chances with Fume Zero today. Available for just $24.99. Just head to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com to start with Zero. Now let's check the weather with Andrea Conchola.
que se encuentra ya como estacionario, estará ocasionando descenso de temperaturas, presencia de lluvia también para el día de hoy, pero van a descender más las temperaturas a partir del día sábado, que se espera la llegada de un nuevo sistema frontal que se espera tenga más potencia, así que bueno, hay que tener todas las precauciones en el norte con cambios radicales que se van a tener. En cuanto a Tijuana, tenemos presencia de lluvia, máximas de 3, de las mínimas de 10 grados Celsius. En Ensenada también tenemos presencia de lluvia esta mañana.
Thank you, Andrea. Gen Z discovers overthrowing their government. This story was a story I really couldn't get enough of, and I'm glad we're covering it this week. It happened last week. Gen Z protesters in Nepal actually overthrew their government over the course of 48 hours and elected an interim prime minister via Discord. If you guys weren't following this, it was insane. It all started with, well, they say it started with social media bans, but it didn't. There was a large-scale perception of any income inequality and corruption, and there was a lot of unrest. And then they instituted social media bans, and the movement expanded. This is the same thing you saw in the Arab Spring in Cairo. The government actually shut down the entire internet during the Arab Spring in Egypt, and then everybody was forced into the square because they couldn't communicate via anything, and it was a tipping point. There was some violence, actually. There were 73 people who were killed in these couple of days. I believe a lot of the unrest really took off after a couple of kids were killed in the early part of the protests. There were like 19 people killed early on, and then it really fired everybody up. On September 9th, the parliament building was set on fire, and the prime minister and some other officials resigned. More than 100,000 users met virtually in their Discord channel to debate, and after discussions and several polls, the members settled on Sushila Karki. She is the interim prime minister. She's the first woman to hold the position. She's a former politician and jurist who had a history of fighting corruption, and they have new elections, I think, in early March. And now the Gen Zers are out in the streets cleaning up after the protests and rebuilding their nation. I have to say, I give a lot of shit to Gen Z, but third world Gen Z is pretty active. They were protesting in Indonesia as well. There were a lot for similar reasons: corruption, income inequality, and it was Gen Z again. I'm not sure if they toppled their government, but I think they did push for some ministers to resign, 5 of the top ministers, and they got some reform because they were mad that all of these government officials were getting like $3,000 a month, which is like 10 times more the average income for anyone. And so a lot of it was like these Nepo babies online showing off their wealth in both Nepal and Indonesia that caused all this unrest. It really caused them to view the income inequality and get furious and take matters into their own hands. If only our Gen Z could get so motivated, but they're too fat.
Don't make me think. I just want to be entertained.
No, I take that back. We don't want that. It is funny, though. This is why Trump is not banning TikTok. I'm convinced of it. This is the only area where Trump is actually acting like a king. He should ban TikTok. This is the most dictator thing he's doing. And all the people calling him a fascist won't call him out on it because they want him to keep TikTok as well. So They're happy to look the other way.
Illegally keeping TikTok.
Illegally keeping TikTok. I think we should ban it. But now seeing this unrest, I kind of understand why he's keeping it, because he knows Gen Z is gonna. We've talked about this on the show before. It would like encourage them to riot and overthrow the government.
Insurrection!
If our Gen Z rioted, it would just be January 6th, but with furries. Enter the room dick first. Not all men do enter the room dick first, but you should. You don't need a big dick to have big dick energy. You just need Blue Chew. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. Big dick energy doesn't come from having a big dick. It comes from being able to use your dick, having a dick that works. Don't we all want that? And it's not just about getting it up, it's about keeping it up long enough for her or him to come. I don't care which way you go, guys. Maybe both. Why not both? This is about legacy or third legacy. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Use the promo code Bridget at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to bluechew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. There's a link in the description below. Proof we're living in a simulation. And finally, in a pure Phetasy beyond parody, God is laughing at us kind of way. I realize that George Floyd and Charlie Kirk have the same birthday, October 14th.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man.
I don't know why. I was thinking about, because people were talking about how badly the right wants their George Floyd. And then I feel like I saw it floating around somewhere, like a picture of him when it was like 3 a.m. And today they announced that they're trying to push through the National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk, October 14th, 2025, as National Day of Remembrance for Charlie Kirk. And I was looking on Wikipedia and I noticed that George Floyd's birthday is also October 14th. I feel like there's a glitch in the Matrix right now.
The Matrix has attacked me.
This is going to turn into like, we're going to have a civil war, obviously. It's coming, and it'll be a weird one with all the fatties running around. But once everyone gets thin from Ozempic, it'll be more of an even fight. And then, it'll be like 2,300 maybe sometime around then after the civil wars happened. And there have been two sides, two Americas. And it's going to be like, oh.
What kind of American are you?
Do you celebrate George Floyd Day or Charlie Kirk Day? And then when there's reconciliation, that will be the way these two leaders make peace. And they'll be like, all right, we'll call October 14th Martyrs Day. For all the political martyrs. Real men get their prostates checked. They take care of themselves and pay attention to their health. With Quest Health line of tests for men, you can order a multitude of men's health panel tests that keep you informed about your health. You can check your testosterone levels, get a prostate screening, or a colorectal screening. Or take their comprehensive men's health profile test for a more complete picture of your health and wellness. Purchase lab tests online with a nearby Quest Diagnostics location for sample collection. No doctor's visit required, or get immediate results at home with at-home test kits. Your results are delivered online, quickly, and discreetly. These are lab quality tests, the same ones you'd be given at your doctor's office. So prioritize your health and visit questhealth.com today. Use the code Bridget to get 25% off and find answers to the multitude of health questions you may have. I was doing the dance. Young man. That's questhealth.com. Use the code Bridget for 25% off. Link in the description below.
Phetasy News.
Phetasy News. If you love Dumpster Fire, the best thing you can do is become a paid supporter at Phetasy.com. You guys, thank you for all the lovely, beautiful messages, notes, comments, DMs from the last episode. It truly meant a lot to me. I'm just so grateful for all of you. You guys never cease to amaze me. You get the unedited version of Dumpster Fire, and in this one, there's going to be a lot of inappropriate things on the cutting room floor. And you also get access to everything else we're doing, and it's a lot. Join us on YouTube every Tuesday and Friday at 9, 8 Central for a new Dumpster Fire. Thank you to everyone who helps make Dumpster Fire possible. Thank you to Ben, Kevin, and Better Phetasy. Thank you to Fume, Blue Chew, and Quest for sponsoring today's episode. Just support the people who support us. And thank you to all of you. We do love you so much. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious.
I got a racist comment. Do you want to hear it?
What is it?
If her parents did not immigrate here, she would be sleeping in cow shit with no rights. The irony.
You will be sleeping in what?
In cow shit with no rights. The irony.
Oh, okay.
Is that true?
How? What does that mean?
They're saying if I was still in India with you, we would be sleeping with cows and shit. But you didn't have cows in your house, right?
We did have cows in our house. So big deal.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Remember, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. This has been your dumpster fire. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Stay safe out there and make me rich. Make me rich. Ding, 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 ding.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.